Hello, my name is Julie and this is KS Mom Crochets, and today is Crochet Podcast number 103. So I didn't do a podcast last week, but I did release quite a few videos that hopefully you all enjoyed hanging out with me during, and I did crochet a lot since my last podcast, so I do have quite a few things to share with you. And yeah, let's go ahead and get started. So I'm going to start with my cowl projects, or my crochet alongs that I'm doing for the year of 2025. And the first one is hosted by Litza over at Coco's Crochet and Rose from Rose Likes Crochet, and it is their Burstone cowl. And so the premise of this cowl is to do a project, any project, with the color of the birthstone for the corresponding month. So this month's birthstone was amethyst. And so I started a blanket for this because I felt like that was the easiest thing for me to do, to be able to keep up with a crochet along for a whole year, because my track record for that is not very good at all. So fingers crossed that I will do well this year. But my project comes out of this booklet right here. It is a discontinued booklet. I don't know how easy it'll be to find, but yeah. But it is Leisure Arts Book 3, Absolutely Gorgeous Sentimental Shells by Kimbrough. And in this, I'm doing number 2, or the Lacy Shells blanket. And I think that it's a lot of fun. I'm really enjoying it. And this is what my project looks like. And so this color right here is January, and then this purple color is February. And I'm using a 6mm hook on this, and this color, this purple, is Big Twist in the color purple. So that was easy. And like I said, it's a really mindless stitch. It's a little lacy. I haven't weaved in any of my ends. I think I'm going to wait until the end to do that, because this does have quite a big border on it. And I think that it'll be easier to weave my ends in with the border, since this is such a lacy stitch. So yeah, that's my hashtag. I don't know what the hashtag is. I forgot it, so I'll put it right here. But this is my entry for the Burstone cowl, and yeah, I think it's a lot of fun. So and I am doing 6 repeats of that blanket, so at the end of the year I should have 72 rows, and I think that'll be a pretty good size. So the next crochet along that I completed a project for is from Litza over at Coco's Crochet, and it is her hashtag Best Dressed 18-inch Doll Cowl 2025. And this month's project was from the YouTube channel called All My Crochet, and it is the Crochet Shell Dress. And this is what mine looks like. Now hers, the lady that did the tutorial, hers looks totally different from mine, because she actually color changes at the top, and then she has like a solid color, and then she uses that top color again on the bottom. And so I didn't do that. I usually change things to what I want to do, or what I envision, and this is kind of what I had in my head, because it's cold here. It's cold in Kentucky, and so I thought that I would add some fur to it. And I thought it was so funny because Cassandra over at Craftably Ever After had a fur coat on her doll too, and I got really tickled out of that, because we were definitely on the same wavelength with our projects. But this dress pattern was a lot of fun. It was really, really easy to do. I think I did exactly what the designer suggested, and that was a G hook. So I used a 4mm hook on this top part, but then I did change, and I can't remember if she told me to do that or if that was all on my own, but I did change to a 4.5 for the skirt, because I wanted it to be a little bit, to fit her kind of looser at the bottom. This yarn right here is Loops and Threads Impeccable Charcoal Tweed. And then this fur here is Yarn Bee Fur the Moment in the color Cream. And I think they're both discontinued yarns. I'm not really for sure. I was gifted this yarn right here, and I have never used it before. Now you can't see through it, but I mean it's a doll, so it doesn't matter. But my goal this year is to use up yarns that I think are special. And this is one of the yarns that I feel like is special because it was given to me. And, you know, I know that's not why people have gave me things. It's not to sit there and look pretty. It's to use them. So I thought that it would be perfect. And it was. It was perfect for this dress, and I love it. The scarf here does come off. I made this up all on my own. It's a little difficult to work with fur yarn, you know, so I didn't do a chain and like work back into it because I feel like that would have been really, really hard. So I did do like a foundation row of double crochet, and I just kept going until it was long enough. And then I just did one row of double crochet back and, you know, made it into a scarf. And one of the reasons why I gave her a scarf too is because this is an American Girl doll that was my daughter's when she was little, and it has a soft body, so it's you know, you can see that right there with the way this dress is made, and I didn't like that, so I really wanted to cover that up. And I think this scarf was perfect, or wrap, or whatever it is. I'm calling it a scarf, but I think it's more like a wrap. I think she looks a little fancy. I think it looks a little bit fancy. So yeah, I hope you enjoy seeing my entry for Litza's cow for her doll dress. I'm having a lot of fun making clothes for this doll. Like I said in my last time I showed her video, I have made 18-inch doll dresses before, but I had kind of got away from it. So it's nice to pull this one back out and, you know, make some clothes for her because she really didn't have a whole lot of different outfits. But my goal is to probably gift all of these clothes to my niece. I think that she would really like that. Then the next project is a whip that I showed in my last podcast, and that was a blanket that I had started, or I was thinking about making a baby blanket, and I had decided to turn it into a Lovey. And all I had was the blanket part of the Lovey. And so I had a lot of wonderful suggestions for what I should put on the top part of the Lovey. There was somebody suggested a red panda. There was a lot of people that suggested a fox, and I was totally going to go with the fox until someone suggested to do a doll head, and I was like, yes, I love that. And so that's what I decided to do because it was actually Kathleen. I'm pretty sure if I'm remembering right, and she said that the Lovey would look like its dress, and I think that it really does. I think it turned out really cute. Now, I don't know, I can't remember if I've actually ever made a Lovey before. I may have and just have forgot, but because my memory is horrible, like I can't remember nothing. I'm sure you all have noticed that I'll say something and then it be wrong, but yeah. But I love how it turned out. I think it's super cute. And I did add a few, let me see if I can hold it. I did add a few rows to the blanket part to make it a little bit bigger. I used almost all of that yarn, that skein of yarn. And I only had a little bit left, and I didn't think that it would be enough to go back around this blanket one more time. This blanket pattern right here is a free YouTube tutorial by Jada and Stitches, and it is called her Sunburst Blanket, I think is the name of it. And I used a 5mm hook on this, and I used Premier's Luna yarn, which is discontinued, I'm pretty sure. And I didn't write the name of it down, so I don't know what the name of it is. But like I said, it is a discontinued yarn. And then for the doll head, I pulled out my old faithful, and that is my Crochet Zodiac Dolls book by Carla Matrani. And I love this book. I am not really into zodiac signs, really, so I don't know if I would ever actually make the dolls the way that they are intended. But I think that this is an absolutely amazing doll base to create your own. I love the hairstyles in it, the clothes, the hats. I love everything about it. Well, except for a couple things. Like, if you're making the dolls from this, I don't like the way she does her necks. I think that her necks are a little too long and that they are decreased too small, so it makes your heads wobble a little bit. So I always change that part of it. And I don't like the bobble stitch for the nose. So I do usually just whip stitch a nose. And I did use Cassandra over at Craftably Ever After's embroidered eye. I think it was perfect for this pattern, and I had been wanting to try that embroidered eye on a doll, and I hadn't yet. So I did do the Gemini. Right there they are, the Gemini twins. And I can't remember which one that I did. The left or the right, I don't think it really matters. It just puts the ponytail on one side or the other. I can't remember. For this, I think I used a 3.75 millimeter hook. But it's because I thought that this yarn right here was a 4-weight, but I'm pretty sure that it might be closer to a 3. But it doesn't look too bad. I don't think that it's too gappy or anything like that. It is the Marvel 12 ply. Yeah. And it didn't have a name on it or anything like that. But I think it's only available in like Australia or New Zealand or other places like that. I'm not really for sure. But I think it makes a really good skin tone. And then for the hair, this is Premier Basics DK in the color Mocha. And then I did add a tie around her ponytail there with this Luna yarn. And I also put the Luna yarn on her arms. Now this yarn right here is super, super thin. So I had to add extra stitches in order to make it work. Otherwise, the top part of her arm was going to be super, super skinny. So I did had to add some increases there. I think I did like one single crochet and then increase in the next to make it work out to where it looked good. So yeah, I think it turned out really, really cute. I love it. I'm excited to give this to my little niece. I've gave her a few things already that I've made, but they were mostly bears. I think I gave her 2 bears. So I think that's really cute. I love it. And thank you for all your suggestions. It's so much fun to get ideas from you guys. Like, I love the way y'all's minds think. Because sometimes when I'm stuck and I'm like, oh, I don't know what to do, like, it's so nice to have opinions and suggestions from other people, even if I don't do them or use them or anything. Like, I still love getting your suggestions and your tips and your tricks and all that stuff. Like, it's so wonderful. The next finished object is a Doily from the big binder that I showed in a look inside video, and then I also had like a slideshow for this having the sizes on there for those that weren't interested. So there's actually 2 separate videos for this binder. This one is from the heirloom table toppers section in that binder, and this one is called the Sunny Day Table Runner. Now, I did not do this whole table runner. Like, I don't know if I would ever actually make the full entire table runner out of thread, but I did really love the middle of this big circle right here, or the big motif. I thought that it was super, super pretty, and so that is what I decided to do. And so this is what I made. Let me make sure I'm showing you the front. I think it turned out so pretty. I love it so much. So I'm not sure how big how many rows were in the actual motif, and I'm not going to look, but I did do row 1 through 11. So if you see a pattern out there that's like ginormous and you just want to do like the middle of it, like it works out. It works really well. So this is actually on a 14-inch metal ring. I have a lot of people ask me a lot, where do I get my rings from for my doilies? And I do order a lot of them from Amazon, but I also found this one right here from the Dollar Tree, and it is on in this little package right here, and it's called brass wreath rings. Now, the ones that I get from Amazon are a little bit better, but this is actually pretty sturdy. And you get 3 for $1.25. So, I really liked using it. And like I said, it's 14 inches. It worked out perfect. And I just went around and put single crochets in between, and then I grabbed up, I don't know if you can see that, but I grabbed up the chain space with, I actually did 2 single crochets since this chain space was so big. I usually just do 1. And then in between, I think I put like 10. I think 10 was enough. Now it will turn and twist, so you do have to like fix it, but once it's hanging on the wall, that won't move anymore. But I think it turned out beautiful. I love it. And now this thread right here is Curio number 3 from crochet.com, and it is called Bahama. And I was looking on their site, and I think that they discontinued a lot of their thread colors, which is really sad. They did have a few new colors on there I seen, but I don't know if they had this color anymore. But I do love it so much, and I'm probably going to hang it back here with the rest of them. My last finished object comes out of a book that I was gifted, and it is out of this book right here, Peter, Panda, and Pals by Femke Vendevogel, maybe. It's a Search Press book, so it's a little bit smaller, but it's hardback. It's really nice. I like it. And I really enjoyed working the pattern out of this book. But I do have a few things that I would like to say about this book, because I think that this could have been like a perfect book except for a few things. So I did do, what did I do? I did Albert the Whale. And so there he is right there. He is super cute. I loved him in the book. So I'm just going to go ahead and tell you about the book real quick. The patterns were super easy to follow. I'm pretty sure it's in US. Nope, it's in UK terms. This book is. But for some reason, like you see this looks like this would be one full piece that you would just color change. You know, maybe start at the bottom or the top and work your way all the way down. But no, it's actually 2 separate pieces. So the head part right here in this color is one piece, and then the whole tail part is another piece, and then you have, you know, your fins. So you have 4 fins, and then the hat, and then these little cheek things. I don't like that, so I changed it, because that's what I do. That's what I do when I find something in a pattern. I feel like that, you know, I just change it to how I want it to be, and it doesn't, you know, prevent me from making patterns from people, you know. So I just made it all one piece, and the way that I did that is I actually started from the tail end, and I worked all the way up to the end, and then I just started the head pattern backwards. And it was so easy to do, because the head is just, you know, increase so many, some straight rows, and then decrease so many. So instead of decreasing, I would go from the bottom up, and I would increase instead of decrease, and then do my solid rows, and then, you know, decrease the whole head up. Hopefully that makes sense. If not, yeah, that's the way I did it, because I don't know how else to explain it. But yeah, this pattern was super easy though, like, and it worked up really fast. Now, I did not do him the way that she did in 2 different colors. I did a solid color because or like a variegated color, because I feel like that this was the perfect pattern for you know, variegated yarn. And spoiler alert, I do have a yarn haul to share with you all, and this is one of the yarns that I got. And so this is what he looks like. And like I said, his little hat's not sewed on. I haven't decided if I'm going to leave his hat on or not. And I didn't give him a mouth. I'm not sure if I'm going to do that or not. I have a really hard time making huge mouths. Like making the stitches look right. So I'm not sure if I'm going to give him a mouth or not. But I did use some gray glitter eyes that I got from Amazon. They're the ones that have the little glitter discs that you put on the back, and then they shine through the clear eye. I just love him so much. So I used a 3mm hook on this, and these eyes I think are about 12mm. And I used Big Twist's Menagerie yarn in the color Dark Frog. Why they call this a dark frog, I'm not sure, but I don't really know what a dark frog is, so maybe it's blue and purple. But I really do love this yarn so much. And this is a 3 weight or a DK weight. And then for the hat, I used Bonbon Ice yarn, which is also a DK weight. And I have no idea what color this one is. They don't have it anymore, so I can't look. It's just numbers. And then this obviously is white, but the blue part, I don't know. And the hat was really easy to make too. I thought, how does she make it flip up like that? But the way that it's made, it just does it all on its own to where it flips up. So I hope that you like seeing him. He was a lot of fun. I could imagine making this out of like I don't do it, but somebody out there would want to do it. Making this out of like a really thick plush yarn, because this pattern is just so simple. And it would be ginormous, well, and it would probably be more like a pillow. So I think that would be really cool. But yeah, I really like it. I love this yarn. I love the color of it. And that yarn was really has a lot of yardage. So like I barely used maybe half a skein of that yarn. And there's quite a few rows in this pattern. But I really enjoyed that this book. I'm not sure why that she made it the way that she did. I'm sure she had her reasoning for it. There he is. But yeah. I didn't do the little cheeks either. I don't really like doing the little circle cheeks. For some reason when I do it, it looks like an affliction or something. Like it doesn't look like cheeks like it's supposed to be. It doesn't look cute. So and you know, she gave him little sleepy eyes. But this is a great book. I love it, and it's not very expensive either. So I'll have to do a look inside of that too. And I think that's all my finished objects. Yes, so I do have one work in progress that I want to show you. I've showed it before, and I will have to show it again eventually because it's still not done. But it is a doily that I am making. I'm making a doily out of this book right here, and it's by American School of Needlework, and is the Ultimate Doily book. And it says it's produced by Rita West, but then the patterns are by different designers. And let's see, the Praline Doily is by Yolanda Weiss, W-I-E-S-E. And this is what it's going to look like when it's done, just to refresh your memory. And so I was determined that I was going to get this done before my next podcast. And I almost did. I almost got it done. So this is what I have done. And I think that it is going to be absolutely gorgeous. It's definitely going, it keeps trying to fall on me, but I think that it's going to be big enough for sure. Like, it's turning out really, really big. This may end up being the largest one that I've ever made. Like, honestly, I love the design. I love the way that it's turning out. And I would have finished this, except I ran out. I played yarn chicken and I lost, guys. And I was so sad. I was so sad because I have never ran out of Curio. Like, Curio number 3 thread from We Crochet right here is 295 yards. So that's like double the yardage of like Aunt Lydia's number 3 thread or Red Heart's number 3 thread. And I've never ran out of thread before. And this is color Hawk. I don't think I have. My memory's horrible, but I don't think I have before. I don't think I've ever used all of it before on a doily. And so I didn't have another one of that skein or of that thread. So my husband had kept asking me what I wanted for Valentine's Day, and so he did get me some thread so that I can finish this. So yay. But I think it's going to be gorgeous when it's done. I'm not sure how many rows I have left, but I'm thinking that I'm either on row 23 or 24, and I have to go to row 28. So I have 5 or 6 rows left, I guess. But yeah, so in the picture, I'm like right here, I think, on that row, and I have to do the rest of that. So, hopefully this will be finished next time I show it. But I love it so much. Like I said, it's super big. It's going to be huge. So it's definitely, hopefully it's not too big, but I'm thinking that it's definitely going to be the right size. So fingers crossed. Whoops. So fingers crossed that, that it's the right size. The last thing that I want to share with you is something that I started today. And this is all new. Like, everything is new that I'm about to share. A gift card for Amazon, and I was like, what do I want, you know? And so I decided that I was going to get another book because, you know, I don't have enough books, so I needed another one. And I decided to get the Crochet Monsters book by Megan Lapp. Now, I do have her other 2 books, but I have to say already that this one is definitely my favorite out of all 3. So I think that the way that I like them are Crochet Monsters, and then the Dragons book, and then the Impkins is last. I held off on this book because I thought that I would use the Impkins book a whole lot more than what I have. And hopefully that's not the case with this book too, because I do really love that book. I think it's amazing. I think it's awesome. But I don't know. I didn't use it as much as I thought I would. So hopefully this one is different. Hopefully. And I like the first one that she came out with. I can't remember what it's called. But it's the one with the dragon on the front. Because they're straight out patterns. They're not like mix and match, you know. And it's not overwhelming. I feel like the Impkins book is a little overwhelming. This one is a little overwhelming. But I still am enjoying it a whole lot more. I just think, for me personally, I prefer making these monsters than I do over the little guys with the mushroom hats. So maybe that's why. But I'm using this color right here, Big Twist Menagerie yarn, in the color Purple Emperor Butterfly. And it's so beautiful. This yarn is amazing. I will tell you that already. I ordered a few skeins to try, and then I went back and I ordered more. And I do want to say that if there is anyone that watches my videos that works at a Joann's or knows somebody that works at Joann's, I am so sorry. I know a lot of us crafters are really upset about losing our local Joann's, which, I mean, I really don't have one that's like super duper close to me. I usually shop online, but I know a lot of you all are devastated by losing your Joann's, because they are closing. I've seen like 500 stores. But my heart goes out to all of those people that have lost their jobs, their livelihood, and I just pray for you all, and I hope that, that you are able to find something that you love to do, even after Joann's stores do close. So I just wanted to say that. I normally don't talk about things on my YouTube channel, but I felt like I needed to say that. And I'm really hoping that Joann's will keep their online store open, and that the stores that they have decided to keep open, that they will keep those open. I really hope that they pull through, and who knows, maybe they will bounce back and be able to reopen some more stores. That's what I'm hoping for. Because I really do love Joann's yarn. It's definitely it is probably my favorite place to shop. Like I said, I've only been to Joann's in store like once, maybe twice my whole life, or my whole crocheting career or whatever. But I really do love shopping for yarn online. So hopefully we'll still be able to get these beautiful yarns for a little while longer. But I do really love this yarn so much, so I did go and order more. I did panic buy just a little bit. I didn't go overboard, but I did get some more of this. And so one of the reasons that I wanted it is because I knew I wanted more of it, is because I knew that I was getting this book. And I think that this yarn is perfect for these monsters. So yeah, so I did start the body, the feet of it. And I was watching Kelly from Crochet Mom for Life, and she was talking about this book and how overwhelming it was, and how that she wished that Megan Lapp would, make a book with straight up monsters in it, just patterns, like even taking patterns from this book and just releasing just the patterns that she's done. I think that would be amazing. Like, I would totally buy that. Like, if she took, if I can find a page with one on it. So if she took like all of her monsters that she's created and just wrote them out in a book, I think that would be awesome, and I would totally buy it for real. Like, for sure. Because this book is overwhelming, because there's so many options. So I made a list, and this is my chicken scratch for my monster. Now, this was my drawing right here, trying to figure out what I wanted to do, and this is Caitlin's. So that is a lot better. And then I'm trying to decide if I want to give it horns or not. So Caitlin drew me that, but I'm going to wait until I get all this done and put together before I decide on the horns. So I'm using a 3mm hook on this, and I done told you about the yarn here, which is a DK weight. I have made my planning sheet. She does provide a planning sheet. Let me see. So she does provide this planning sheet right here in the book, that you can photocopy or whatever. But I just went by that and then wrote down what I wanted. So I did list out some of my favorites on what page they were on, and things that I liked about that monster. And then I went through and decided what parts that I wanted to do, by looking at ones that she had pictures of in her book. And I felt like that was easy for me to do. It made it a little less overwhelming, and instead of just trying to look through this book. And I feel like she tried to improve the setup of this book, but at the same time I feel like it made it a little bit harder to navigate it. as far as picking your parts, because you're just constantly flipping through, and this is like a 352 page book or something like that, so it is very overwhelming. But for my monster, I'm doing, for the body, I'm doing the egg-shaped body with no mouth and that has legs attached. So you start with the feet and you work all the way up the body. And then for the ears, I'm doing the double layer pointed ears on page 252. So the body is on page 89 and the ears are on page 252. And then for the limbs or the arms, I think I'm going to do curved arms on page 219. And then for the tail is the curved dragon tail on page 242. And then the spikes are the rounded scales, 238. So I think that's my plan. I'm sure that made no sense to you all if you do not have this book to where that you can go and look at it. But I mean, there's just so many options. Like, I want to do a look inside of her books, but I feel like that it's going to be super duper long. But then I was like, well, maybe if I just stick to, you know, just trying to show you all pictures of the different monsters, maybe that would be okay. I don't know. And not make it as, you know, like talk about it as much as what I do in other ones that are shorter. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do yet, but I would like to do a look inside of this book because I do think it's fantastic. I'm just a little intimidated by doing a video on it because there's so much to it because this is a very thick book. So, you know, I know the price seems a little bit pricey, and I was lucky, like I said, and had a gift card for it, but it was totally worth it. It was totally worth it, even just to pay what price that they're asking on Amazon, because this book it's really amazing. I like it a lot so far. I do want to remind you that I am doing a collab with Michelle over at Michelle's Makery for the Cute Crocheted Animals by Emma Varnam book. And I think it's a lot of fun. I'm having a lot of fun. I've already started my project. I've decided what I'm going to do. I do want to say that this book is a little bit different from her other books that I have. There's no shaping to the faces. Like, it looks like the cat and the bunny here have muzzles, except for the fox. Now, she does have shaping to the fox's face. When you make the faces, they are just circles, and you have to indent or something. I was looking, and she does have a YouTube channel for how to do that. So, I'm not sure how well. I tried to do one of the animals, and I wasn't liking the way that it was coming out, so I've completely changed my mind, and we'll see which one that I end up doing. Which obviously you all didn't even know which one that I started with. But yeah, I did want to mention that this book does not have shaping like it appears in the book. Like, you know, you have to do that yourself. I do think that it will still be cute even if you don't do shaping. I don't have her in here, but I did do a pattern like that before. I did Miss Kitty Catty from Amigurumi Animals at work, and she had no shaping to her face, and I just embroidered the face on, and she turned out really cute. So I don't think that it really matters, but I did do a look inside for this book, and I wanted to tell you all that about the shaping on the faces, because I didn't realize that, because, you know, I hadn't worked out the book, which that's not what those look inside videos are for. They're not reviews or anything. You know, I've said that before a million times. I just enjoy looking through my books with you all, and it was fun, and it gave me inspiration for what I wanted to try. So look forward to that. That collab does end on March the 22nd, so we'll have our reveal video in next month. So that's going to be a lot of fun. So that's all that I have for you all this time. I was going to do a yarn haul in this video, but I think I'll just do a separate video for that because this is getting very long, or at least I feel like it is before I edit. So yeah, hope that you enjoyed it, and until next time guys, I will see you in another video. Bye.